Salman, guys. As I was listening to a reel where this lady is talking about when men are not fully committed in a relationship, meaning they're not taking responsibility or full responsibility for the sister, his partner, to a point where she doesn't feel fully safe, where she doesn't feel like she's being protected and provided for. What tends to happen in that case when she's not feeling safe in a relationship, or feeling like the guy's not fully committed, what happens is that she turns and goes into a preservation mode. This guy's not fully committed. He's not making me feel safe. He's not providing and protecting the way that I feel I need. Then I go to preservation mode, meaning she then becomes more self-reliant, because she can't rely on him. She becomes more self-reliant. She becomes more independent. She learns how to lead herself, financially, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, however it takes, so that she feels safe within herself, and that then has resulted in why more and more women have become independent and no longer as submissive as traditionally, or how the world is expecting them, because again, they're not feeling safe in their relationships. Also, Sisbetu are not feeling like they can trust their men. They're not feeling like their men are doing enough to make them feel feminine, to make them feel like they can let go and take full leadership, And it's so amazing because I'm listening to this about how she's talking about men not fully committing, men not fully committing, men not fully committing, men not creating safe spaces, men not providing, men not, men not men. And I'm sitting and I'm like, this cycle, because she's starting at the point of men not fully committing to a relationship, and therefore sisters then self-preservation, self-reliant, become independent, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, does she ever unpack why men don't fully commit in a relationship? And it becomes that, like you think, okay, is it the chicken or is it the egg? What comes first? Is it the fact that he is not making her feel safe because he's not fully committed, or is it because of something that she's done where he doesn't feel fully committed in the relationship? He doesn't feel like he can put all his eggs in this basket. He feels like, this might just be a very short-lived relationship. Why is it that he's not fully committed? So I was actually sitting and I was thinking, man, like this perpetual cycle that we get into a relationship, it speaks about giving and taking. I was on the phone with my partner this morning saying, I was so grumpy because at gym, I walked past, I've got my earphones on, and the one lady that works at gym was like, I want a pencil, I was being a lady, like, or pencil, you don't greet. And I'm like, I take off my earphones, I'm like, hey, someone, and I realized, like later, it hit me later, I'm such a greeter. I go and I greet. People that know me know, I greet everyone, and sometimes what tends to happen is when you greet, like how I am, people start expecting you to greet. They expect me to greet first. When I walk into a space, people look at me waiting for me to say, Sawubona, hi. And that's what's happened. So I greet, they greet first. They greet, they respond. I greet, they respond. I greet, they respond. And that's created the cycle. However, if I stop, they also don't greet. They're waiting for me to greet, and that's that cycle of, so I'm the one that's meant to create the safe space. So I'm the one that's meant to fully commit versus you giving me a reason to fully commit. Where does it start? Where does it end? Because I'm like, okay, I'm chatting to my partner and I was like, hey, maybe I shouldn't just greet people. I must meet them at their energy. And she's like, no, don't change who you are. You're a greeter, you like laughing with people, you like making people feel good. Why stop who you are? Why change who you are because of just a couple of jerks? I was like, no, actually, that's true. Let me continue being who I am. I'm a natural giver. I am, I am. I could have, as swag as this may sound to some, I could have just done these videos and not uploaded them on YouTube. I could have just written down a little journal. But I feel that this, even if it's to one person, even if it's to two people, this is a form of me giving. I'm giving my life experiences, I'm giving my time, I'm giving my energy, I'm opening myself up, hopefully, so that someone can benefit from this. Hopefully, that someone can grow and learn and not make the same fuck-ups and mistakes that I've made. That's a form of my giving, and I'm a giver, And in a world full of takers, in a world full of people that just take, it's incredible because you ask yourself, do you stop? Do you only give to those that give you? Or do you start plowing into people to continue this cycle? You know, you look at it in relationships. I look at it so many times, relationship, and I look at so many people who are struggling in relationships, and I've realized, Guti, oh, that's because you're a taker in a relationship. You know, there's so many amazing sisters who are very, very successful in business, and they're not using the same principles for business that they use in relationships. In business, they've realized, Guti, if they want to sell, or whatever the case is, they need to give to the world. You know, Mark Zuckerberg gave us Facebook. There you go. And then he became a billionaire. You know, he didn't just become the billionaire, then he gave us Facebook, he gave us WhatsApp, they gave us, you know, all these things where they gave us Twitter, they gave us YouTube, you know, before they took in return. They gave us the platform, then they took. And that's what needs to happen, that you have to plant the seed, water the seed, make sure that this apple tree grows nice and strong, then you can consume the apples. In society, people want to jump over fences and consume other people's apples. They want to jump and eat from other people's trees because they just takers. They don't want to plant any seeds, you know. And it's crazy because our relationships are so tough. No, fam. If you guys can approach a relationship instead of like this woman saying men are not fully committed, or if I'm saying women don't create spaces where the men, if you guys can both go into a relationship where you're like, my job in the relationship is to make that individual feel as safe as possible, and for them to commit as possible, and for them to feel like this is the best thing since sliced bread, I'm gonna make them my project. And if she looks at you and say, I'm going to do everything it takes from the second I open my eyes, before he even opens his, I'm going to go down and I'm going to give him head. You know, while he's still sleeping, I'm going to wake him up. I'm going to do everything to make him feel safe, committed, where I'm going to make him feel as masculine as he needs to feel. And just pour. Plant as many seeds as possible. Continue to plant as many seeds as possible into your partner, knowing that the partner also wants to do the same thing to you. Instead of saying, well, look, I'm independent because my partner doesn't make me feel safe, so now you're waiting on him. You've got an excuse. Whether it's a good excuse, bad excuse, whatever the case is, now you're waiting on her. Whether it's a good excuse, bad excuse, it doesn't matter. But if you go into the space as a person who is planting seeds, you know, I'm reminded of the clip that the divorce lawyer, there's a guy by the name of James Sexton, and he speaks about blowjobs and granola bars. So he's talking about a couple that was coming to him, or whoever the case is, the lady, because they're going through divorce. And what he does is that when he listens to the story, he tries to backtrack, you know, within the whole mess. When did the relationship fall apart? When did things start going on the downhill? And he tracked it back when this lady was speaking to granola bars. Granola bars, for those little healthy snack. And she was saying, in the relationship, one of the greatest things that he used to do, the husband, was he used to drive a fair deal out to buy her a special granola bar that she really enjoyed. It wasn't available around her, so he used to drive, you know, and then he used to put it like in a bread box. So every morning she'd wake up and they'd magic granola bars. Oh, granola bars, you know. And then one time, like, she opened the thing and there was no granola bars. She never asked him to. It was just one of those things that he just did out of love, you know. And then speaking to this guy, you know, he used to say, his girl used to just give him blowjobs, you know, like every morning give him blowjobs, and it was the best thing ever. And he used to get to work with a pep on his step and so happy. So he was piecing these things together. He was saying, okay, sharp, his act of love and service, no matter how small it is, that's why the apple seed is very small, was going out of his way to go get these granola bars. It was something small within the greater relation. And her service was taking 10 minutes out of every morning to give this guy head. That's what she was doing. But somewhere along the line, she became busy at work. You know, she'd wake up in a panic and rush and get things done, and she stopped giving those heads, those blowjobs. And it got worse and worse, to a point where he was feeling like his garden is not being watered by her. And again, if your garden is not being watered, the smallest acts become tougher and tougher. And people that have been in those type of relationships know things that are the smallest thing, like if I'm making a sandwich, just to touch ram and butter the sandwich for someone becomes so hard if it's a person who's not pouring into my cup, you know. The smallest little acts become huge. Toilet paper, you know, all the sudden little things. So again, it becomes that cycle, you know. Is it the granola bars that equal blowjobs, or is it the blowjobs that equal granola bars? And that's the cycle. the relationship cycle. And unfortunately, in today's time, the men are waiting for the blowjobs. The females are waiting for the granola bars. There's no one who's saying, look, I'm just going to get you as many granola bars forever. You know, I'm just going to keep going until the wheels fall apart and I can't do it anymore. And she going like, I'm going to suck this dick. Oh, Lord, I'm going to suck this dick. Every day without fail, my jaw is going to get huge, look like Quagmire every single day, because I need to plant into my man's garden, and vice versa. So it becomes that thing. And I watch selfish people and I'm like, selfish people never become successful. You never become successful financially, because financially it requires you to pour into others. You know, you can't become a person with a great body if you're not pouring time and effort and energy into going to gym. It doesn't work that way. You know, you have to plant those seeds over and over and over and over. You have to be a giver in any relationship. You want to have a great relationship with your family, give. Call them. Hey, so I haven't seen you in a while. Great. Hey, how's work? Call them every day. If you want to be great at work, you talk to your colleagues every day. Hey, how's the kids? Hey, how? Pour. Send emails to your clients. Constantly give free. And eventually, if you're going and you're planting all these seeds, eventually these trees will grow. You'll have more apples than you know, you'll know what to do with them. I mean, I believe if I've got a candle and my light is on, I'm going to put lights all over other people as much as I can, because I understand that life is in seasons. You know, we're on this roller coaster, and one day my candle might just get blown out. But if I've surrounded myself with 100,000 people who's got candles that I've lit, maybe one of them will feel sorry and just go, okay, let's light your candle again. You know, if I've planted 1,000 trees with apples and maybe it's going through a drought, and of the 1,000, 90% of them aren't, you know, bearing any fruit, there'll be 10%. But it's, oh, okay, I've got enough to go through this tough season. And that's how I see it. Pour. So many people in relationships are like, you know what, I'm the table. He must just give me. No. What do you bring to the table? You must bring to. No. I mean, I'm going to come with a table full of shit. If you've ever been in my space, if you know me personally, you know I come to the table, my table is full. And I'll watch you eat. And I'll watch you eat and I'll keep replenishing, and I'll watch you eat and I'll keep replenishing, I'll watch you eat until such time where I was like, you know what, I can't anymore. And then you will feel a type of way when you leave. 99% of people in my space, after they've eaten and they're full, they feel the need to go and wash the dishes. They feel the need to go and clean the table. They feel the need to come and pour back into my cup. That's why my circle stays big. You know, my circle is fat. My circle is amazing. Everybody in my life just pours into my cup because I'm pouring into their cup constantly. I'm not waiting for them to pour. I pour first. I pour until their cup overflows. Then whatever's on the SOC, they pour back into me. Constantly, over and over. Guys, the universe is about growing. The universe is about multiplying. The universe is about giving. It's really not about taking. Taking is a byproduct of planting the seed. You know, it's a byproduct. You plant the seed. The more seeds you plant, the more fruit trees you'll have, the more fruits you'll have. It's just that mindset. If you go and you plant into your man and you plant into your partner, they will only pour back, you know, again, with love, with admiration, with kindness, with purity of the soul. If you pour, you'll only get something in return. Guys, it's just that simple. Create safe spaces for each other, you know, and if it means that it takes you the next 3-6 months just to create without getting anything in return, that's what you need. You know, business, if you want to build a business, you need to be pouring for 3 years without really expecting anything in return. 3 years of you pouring your blood, your sweat, your tears, going to bank, getting loans, getting usas, getting 3 years non-stop. It's even worse in a relationship. Just pour, constantly, and eventually something will come of it. If you want to start this YouTube journey, if you want to get a YouTube channel, just give us videos. Don't ask for nothing until you've given us 50 videos. If you've given us 50 videos, we might give you 50 subscribers, maybe. But keep going, keep pouring. Once you've given us 100 videos, then maybe you can get 200 subscribers. Give us 200 videos, maybe you can get 500. But just keep pouring. I don't know a single person who's got 1,000 videos on YouTube who doesn't have at least 5,000 subscribers. I don't. So the more you pour, the more you'll get back. It's just the law of the universe. It's just what it is. You plant, you water it, and then you watch the tree. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. Committed people in relationships or wanting to be in relationships, think about that. Listen to this video again. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Share this video. Share this video if you feel like there's someone who can benefit from this in terms of their relationships or their business, whatever the case may be. Subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit that notification bell. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic day. Ngiyathandwa, neshet lami elishwabene.